Viruses have existed almost as long as life on Earth. There are more viruses on our planet than stars in the universe. Yet, we've studied only 5,000. Only a small fraction can infect humans. And even fewer cause illness or death. Viruses are a piece of genetic information with one purpose: to reproduce. And for this, they need to enter a living host and latch on to one of its cells. Once attached to a cell, they effectively download their genetic information into it and tell it to reproduce. More often than not, this happens without the host being aware. But sometimes it can be deadly. We saw this very clearly in 2020 with COVID-19, a novel variation of a known coronavirus that attacked the lungs. It spread quickly. Just 3 months after the first case in Wuhan, China, it had spread around the world and was declared a pandemic. The developed world shut down almost overnight. More than 700 million people were infected, and more than 7 million died. These numbers are due to COVID-19's high transmissibility. For example, a disease with an RO number of 2.9 to 9 means that every carrier is expected to infect between 3 and 9 others. It could have been worse. It has been worse. The so-called Spanish flu at the end of World War I is believed to have killed at least 50 million people, around 3% of the global population. And experts have claimed that COVID was both a wake-up call and a warning of worse to come. What experts fear is the emergence of a virus with a fatal combination. Imagine a virus with the transmissibility of common measles, RO 12 to 18, and the fatality rate of smallpox. Although now eradicated, smallpox was deadly 3 out of 10 hosts and killed over It would likely start with a virus crossing over from a wild animal. It's believed HIV came from primates, and Ebola came from fruit bats. Then, all it requires is an infected host to enter a crowded international hub, like a major airport. By the end of the day, the virus is present globally and spreading fast. Even the most engaged governments and robust societies would shut down. Hundreds of millions would be quickly infected with the potential for a high mortality rate. Health systems would be completely overwhelmed. Poor nations without world-class infrastructure could lose the majority of their populations quickly. Elsewhere, it would be like a return to the plague times. In an effort to stop even a single case breaking through, all travel, even between cities, would be suspended indefinitely. Global and national economies would collapse. Societies would descend into chaos. COVID pales by comparison, as hundreds of millions, then billions, perish. And if this were a truly new virus, then a vaccine could take years to create. This could be a very long and painful journey for mankind. We are better prepared than ever for a pandemic. However, as COVID demonstrated, our smallest enemies are still very capable of breaching our defenses. And the next breach could be the one that shapes the future of mankind. The natural world, however, could experience a massive benefit. It's incredibly challenging for viruses to jump across species. So with mankind laid low and locked down, nature could enjoy a renaissance. We know that the last global lockdown resulted in emissions reductions, albeit short-lived. Who knows what impact a much longer one might have? Number 4 on our list can be found here in this anonymous server farm.